welcome back to the show. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock.
What's up?
WNBA legend Renee Montgomery.
Hello there.
All right, Jake Paul, this is going to shock you guys. He wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. Not now, not right now. He's got to fight Tyron Woodley first, and then probably a couple fights after that. But Jake Paul says that he is taking boxing very seriously. He considers himself a professional. He is all in. He wants to do this for a long time. He's a professional and says he ultimately sees himself in a title fight with Canelo Alvarez down the road. You're going to hear it from his own mouth because Mike Babcock spoke with him. Here's Jake talking about it. Let's take a look.
5 years from now, where do you see yourself boxing-wise? What is Jake Paul in the boxing world?
Look, I just want to continue to be the most disruptive boxer in the history of the sport. And I think it's taking it on a fight-by-fight basis and continuing to build these fights and make them even bigger, take on more serious opponents. And look, if you asked me if I was going to be where I'm at 3 years ago, I wouldn't believe you. So I don't even want to think about or cap myself with the possibilities. I'm open-minded, and I think anything is possible. I think I could be fighting against Canelo Alvarez for, the WBC or WBO championship belt. So really the sky is the limit, and it's just about how serious I'm going to take it. And I do take it seriously, more seriously than 99.9% of these professional boxers that are out there. Why not, baby? Hey, that's a lot of people are afraid, right? They're afraid to try. They're afraid to get up out of their seats. They're afraid to do something different, but that's them. That's not me. I know that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. And that's why there's a difference between successful and non-successful people in this world.
All right, Babcock, I got to ask, do you think that there is a snowball's chance in hell that Jake Paul develops his skill enough and beats enough legitimate fighters that he could get a fight with Canelo Alvarez down the line?
I do. I
really?
Wow.
I look. If you said pick one, yes or no, I would say it's probably unlikely. I would never count this guy out. One, I've come to the realization that he's 24 years old, so he's really young. He has raw talent. And just because he makes YouTube videos and he's a troll online, that doesn't mean that he can't fight. I've come to the exact opposite conclusion, that this guy has raw skill, that he was born with something. He's a good fighter, and he has now taken that raw skill and he has dedicated his life to boxing. And he has the money, he has the team around him that he can develop his skills. And look, Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in the world right now. So I'm not saying that Jake could go in there. He would get killed by Canelo right now. But I'm done doubting this guy. I really am. He has done everything he said he was going to do, and I'm not going to be the one to doubt him anymore. I'm not going to. He's proved me wrong too many times.
Renee, as a pro athlete, have you ever seen anybody in their 20s kind of take on a new sport and excel in it after taking on that sport in their early 20s?
Oh, gosh. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is players from that come from overseas, but it's not that they never started. They just might have started late. 24 is late. But the thing about it, I think changes everything, is boxing is an individualized sport. So as many hours as he wants to put in, he can put in and he can get better. I don't know what his starting, I'm not a boxing expert, so as far as technicalities are concerned, I don't know, but I think that he's in the business of proving people wrong. I think it's more so, would someone take that fight, or would they allow him that path? That's what I don't necessarily know, but I feel like he's going to work hard to get himself in that position, but I just don't know. It's like, how does the boxing world feel about this? This will be crazy in another sport. I just can't even believe it.
I'll tell you what, I can answer that question for you. The boxing world loves this because everybody wants to see Jake Paul get beat up. I mean, that's the draw. Everyone, wait, who's going to be the guy to put Jake Paul on his ass? Let me tell you something. I'll say what we're not saying here. Canelo Alvarez just beat his last opponent so badly, the guy needed complete reconstructive surgery on his face and almost died.
Right. And that guy was a boxing champion and one of the toughest guys in the world, Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders is a legitimate. He was undefeated before he stepped in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. He's beaten legitimate fighters. He comes from a boxing family. His family were like bare knuckle, fighters that go back generations. This guy, it was born and bred to be a fighter, and Canelo Alvarez almost killed him and possibly ended his career.
Wow.
If you compare that to Jake Paul, what kind of a chance does Jake Paul have?
Sure, but Evan, I'm not saying that he's going to go in there and beat Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo has fought 40 guys that we can't name. And the one thing, if nothing else, that Jake Paul has is a huge name, a huge audience that would watch this guy play chess. And they would certainly watch him fight Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a businessman. So if nothing else, even if Canelo thinks that Jake Paul can't beat him, he knows he can get a massive payday from fighting Jake Paul.
Here's my advice to Jake Paul if he's also a smart businessman. Update the will and testament. Make sure you're a lawyer and then you have everything updated, because if you get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, good luck, man.